guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. This is going to be your preview, of course, for the Brentford vs Leeds United game. And let's get in first of what Daniel Farke had to say in the press conference surrounding the injuries. So it's all the same injuries. We know Longstaff's out, we know DJ's out, and it's been confirmed that on Lucas Metja, he will miss this game. Rescan still not completely healed yet, and he definitely will be out for this game. So the hope is that he'll be available soon because I think he was a massive miss in the last game. So hopefully he is back soon. It's not going to be a long injury. You know, hopefully it's not one of those where he gets a scan and completed and then it's a couple of weeks or like, and then it goes on and on and on. Hopefully it's one of those where he'll be back next game or as soon as possible, hopefully, because we really did miss him against Liverpool, having that presence up top with DCL. So it won't be no Metja for this game. But yeah, let's get into it. So Leeds United will play Brentford. Of course, we're playing away from home. And yeah, let's get into it. So let's start off with the head-to-head, as we always do, and get into it. So the last 6 games we've actually had against Brentford have resulted in 1 Brentford win, 2 Leeds United wins, and 3 draws. Going from a 0-0 draw in 2023, a 5-2 loss, we all remember that, in 2022. Also in 2022 was when we stayed up on the final day, winning 2-1 while they had 9 men. It was a 2-2 draw in 2021. Back in 2020, it was a 1-1 draw. And then before that was a 1-0 win to Leeds United in 2019. So, yeah, the recent record, you know, you look at it and you go, losing 5-2, a draw. You can't really take notice of that, 2023, you know, we're a couple of years on from that. But we'll get into how Brentford are performing this season in recent form. So their recent form hasn't actually been good. So their performances haven't been great in their last 6 games. So in their last 6, they've actually lost 4 and won 2. So they lost against Palace. Then they beat Newcastle. So they lost to Palace 2-0. They beat Brentford 2. They beat Newcastle 3-1. They then lost to Brighton 2-1. They then beat Burnley 3-1. Then they lost in their last 2 games to Arsenal and Spurs. So going into this game, their form, they've lost their last 2 in a row against, you know, not easy games in Arsenal and Spurs. They are 4th in the league, I think, or they're up there basically with home form, while the away form for us looks absolutely terrible because we're 19th with only 3 points, which was the win against Wolves, the only points that we've actually got away from home. So going into this game, I am a bit worried based off recent form at home and the performances that we've had away from home compared to Brentford at home, who have been amazing at home, compared to, yeah, our away form, which is absolutely awful with only 1 win. So yeah, going into this game, how do I think we're going to line up? I think that we should get into that. So I think we are going to line up in the 3-5-2. I think we're going to stick with the 3-5-2 for this game. But I like what Daniel Farke's doing. And as I've already said, the flexibility of changing the formation if it's not working, like he did against Liverpool. Hopefully we can see that some more. And yeah, maybe, I don't know who's going to start up top. That's actually a question. Who's going to start up top next to DCL? Because Okafor, wasn't really great against Liverpool. I thought he went missing a lot. So, but there's no one else really you can put there. So let's get into it and see how we'll line up. So Perry, of course, will be the one starting in goal. You're then going to have a back 3 of Biol, Rodon, and Strauch. That's, of course, going to stay the same. Then you're going to have Goodmanson and Bogle as your fullbacks. I think we're going to keep it like that. You're going to have the midfield 3 of, in this game, I think Tanaka starts. Based off the last 2 performances, you know, came off the bench in the last game, scored the equaliser against Liverpool. Of course, had a great week where he scored an absolute screamer against Chelsea as well. I think he starts this game. So Tanaka, I think Ampadu will start this game as well. So I think those 2 are guaranteed starters. And then you look at the other side and you go, does Stack start there? Does maybe an Aronson start there? Because he can play that position. Do you look for, maybe you want more pressing, so you want Aronson and Tanaka as the 2 midfielders? Or do you stick with Stack, who did score in the last game, but performance-wise, I know he got given man of the match, but performance-wise, I don't think he was great. Like, I didn't think he really deserved man of the match. Didn't think any of the starters did. But for me, I think Stack does keep his spot in this game. I think Stack will start. So yeah, that's going to be my midfield 3. I think Stack stays in, and then your front 2. I think it will be Okafor and Calvert-Lewin, because I don't know who else can play up front with Calvert-Lewin. Because you look at it and you go, who else? Nonto. Not really, no. He's a winger. He's an out-and-out winger. Like, no. And there's no one else, really. And I think Okafor is a good player. He just wasn't good against Liverpool in that position. And maybe we'll find out that his position up front, in a front 2, maybe he only works with that off the bench. Maybe not as a starter. That's something that we could see. You know, you look at Brentford, they are 14th in the league. You know, they are 14th in the league. They've won 6 games this season with 1 draw and 8 losses. Meanwhile, we have 4 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses. Brentford are, of course, in 14th, as I said, on 19 points, while we are in 16th on 15 points. So a win in this game is massive. A win could be massive for Leeds United because it will put us 1 point behind Brentford, and it will drag them in to a relegation battle. Like, we're going to drag more teams in. Where if we lose, Brentford will go 7 points clear. And then that will probably, you'd say, oh, the gap, it's a bit high. And you're probably at that stage saying Brentford are probably going to stay up. Like, not 100%, but you're probably going like 7 point gap. You know, they're starting to break away from where we are and kind of breaking away from that relegation zone. And yeah, so you look at this game as what could be an actually absolutely massive game to put us 1 point behind Brentford and drag another team into the relegation battle, you know, with us. Or it could just mean that we follow Brentford and we both just escape it. And yeah, it's one of those things about this. This is a big game where we could generally drag another team into the relegation battle at the time. And you know, based off our recent form against Liverpool and Chelsea, two very good games, it is in London, and our record in London isn't good at all. It's absolutely horrible, our record in London. So will we break the London curse? I actually think we're going to win this game. I just think we're going to have all the confidence off the last week against the Man City, against the Liverpool and the Chelsea, the games that we had in this last week. I think we're going to use that momentum to push forward, and we're actually going to win this game. I think it's going to be a 2-1 Leeds United win. And I have to choose goal scorers. I think Tanaka gets another goal and continues his scoring streak of 3-3. And I'm going to say Bogle gets a goal. I feel like one of the fullbacks are going to get a goal soon. One of the wingbacks are going to be in the box and get a goal. And I'm going to say it's going to be Bogle out the two. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think we're going to win? Let me know your score predictions. It's going to be a tough game probably. You know, not an easy game. Brentford are a good team. You look at some of their players. They got like Thiago, who is Igor Thiago, who is the second top goal scorer in the Premier League. He's very good at winning penalties. Premier Leagues. Penalties. He's very good at winning penalties with what I've seen, and like I've heard other people talk about it. He has this thing where he'll stick his foot up basically, so the defender will like kick him in the foot, and he's done it over and over again, and people seem to just fall for it all the time. So he's good at winning penalties. Brentford have also had the most penalties in the league. I think they've had 5, so the most penalties in the league. They got a pretty good team. They got players, you know, like Henderson, good player, Damsgaard. You know, they got a good team. Thiago up front. You know, they got a good team, and they're going to be a difficult team to beat in this game. You look at that and you say it's going to be probably a difficult game. You know, you look at us and you go, you know, you do look at this game as a difficult game. But I also look at it as a game where, you know, the clash of styles and the way we both play could be it could end up being a pretty boring game, to be honest, or it's going to be like a high-scoring game. It feels like it's going to be one of the two. Either no one can score and it's boring, or it's a high-scoring game where it's like 2-1 isn't a high-scoring game, but you know what I mean? It's more back and forth, it's entertaining, or it's absolutely, you know, horrible to watch. But yeah, I'm excited going into this game. It could, as I already talked about, it could be massive for us to boost ourselves, you know, and put another team closer to us. Tough game. I think Brentford are a good team, and we should not like expect to win. And if we do lose, I don't want to see a meltdown, because the way I've seen people react this week after the Chelsea and Liverpool game is like, we have to win, we must win. This game's easy. Like, Brentford are not an easy team to beat, and as I said, every away game's very tough. You know, what's going to keep us up is our home form. Yes, we need to get points away from home, but most of all, get your wins at home and get like a point away. That's like the goal probably most of the season, is get your wins at home and get like a draw away. But I do think we're going to win this game because I have confidence based off the last week. So hopefully we can win. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know your score predictions. Let me know your lineup, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.